Widzowie, oj, przepraszam. Widzowie, mamy to. Jest ten list. Nieszczęsny list, który skraszował gierkę. Tak!
Oh, your poems are always so
Zanim
good.
cokolwiek złego się stanie.
Czemu nie zapisałeś tego, zanim pojawił się ten list?
Czemu tak? Już to nie jest Summertime, żeby coś nie działało. Nie, to nie był Summertime, to był
Encore.
Nie, to był Summertime. My Summertime'a kończyliśmy na raz.
Ej, nie, no w Summertime było tak, że nie mogliśmy zapisać i musieliśmy myśleć sobie, kiedy jest koniec? Your poems are always so good, Monica. Thanks for the compliment, Sayori. So, this poem is a good example of what I was talking about earlier. It isn't really about a hole in the wall. It's about a person coming to a realization about their life. Though the metaphorical hole, the speaker sees an image of a different life. The final lines of the poem switch up the perspective, revealing that the speaker is trapped in the life they currently lead, and are intrigued by what it could possibly be.
Okej.
Wow! That's deep, Monica.
I mean... Ona nam to wytłumaczyła. Ja umiem angielski, a dalej nie czaję, o co chodziło. Here is the problem.
No a czwartą ścianę łamie, no. Chcę złamać w pół. So, how much of yourself is in this poem? I have just realized that despite all the time we have spent together in Klub Literacki, I don't really know much about you. Well, I don't really offer up much about myself. I'm a pretty private person. Janek,
Co?
co to był za ruch myszką?
Jaki ruch myszką?
No taki ruch myszką.
Nie wiem, o czym mówisz.
But since you ask, yes, Sayori, there is a bit of me in this poem. Sometimes I feel like I don't have control over parts of my own life. And it frustrates me. But I have found that writing poetry is a good way to release some of those anxieties.
A to wszyscy w AOBC powinni pisać.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way, Monica. You're too nice of a person to have feelings like that. Hey, life has ups and downs. That's just the way things are. Some days are good, some days aren't. I think this poem just happened to come from a day that wasn't so great. But there's a hope. Hope? Hope?
Prawie jak lina.
Huh? Is the hope represented by the guy looking in? Perhaps, Sayori. Perhaps.
That's a little more stressful than I anticipated. I can't help but feel the others are judging me silently for my less than average writing ability. Even if they're just being nice, there is no way my poems can stand up to this. This is a literate club after all, I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into.
Was that a bit more difficult than you thought it would be, Honju?
You guys make it look so easy, but there are a lot of things to consider when composing a poem.
Don't worry about it. It will get easier. Yeah, I had a hard time at first as well, but Monica has helped me so much. Well, sorry, I think adding some change of focus has really helped your poetry shine.
Change of focus? What do you mean, Monica?
Well, Konju, What I mean by focus is that the poem will change depending on how the subject is viewed. You see, in Eastern poetry, the poem is often delivered in a vacuum with the subject itself. Vacuum. But in Western poetry, the poem is often delivered by the composer. So the composer thoughts and feelings are included in the poem itself. By injecting your own voice into the poem, you can change the tone and overall effect.
Whoa, that's actually kind of interesting, Monica. You mentioned Western poetry, and yesterday, sir, you mentioned that you were pretty well versed in American literature. How did you get to be such an expert in that subject?
Well, you see, and Konju liked my poem too, you know? He even told me he was impressed by it.
Wiedzieliśmy, tak?
That doesn't sound good. O, cześć, ja powiem zawsze głośniej, no tak.
Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what I...
Yuri pa.
You're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
I wiesz co? Ma przewagę wysokości.
Nie tylko wysokości.
Maybe you're just that jealous that Konji appreciate my advice more than he appreciate yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Obie krzyknął, żeby mu się zamknęło.
Przepraszam.
Is everything okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose bones magically grew a size bigger as soon as Konjo started showing up. I mean, it's something good, I think.
I see only plus here.
Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little... Jak ja mam to powiedzieć podwójnie? Jak ja mam to zrobić? Janek, pomóż mi!
Ej, skipper, patrz, samolot.
Oh! This doesn't involve you! I don't like fighting, guys!
Suddenly Bob gears turned towards me as... Oj, ja wiem, czego nie zrobiłem, czekaj. Przepraszam, widzowie.
Save every day! Save Janek, szybko! Nie, czemu tekst speed szybszy?
Suddenly Bob gears turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there.
Konju! She's just trying to make me look bad! That's not true! She started it! Czekaj, mogę wcisnąć taki jeden przycisk na bingo. Having the dog is recently fall in love with you. Okej. Zaznaczone. I prawdopodobnie i tak nie wygram w tej ramce bingo, ponieważ jest tutaj napisane a normal visual novel, a zapowiada się na to, że za chwilę Monika kogoś powiesi.
Nie, za bardzo szukasz chyba... Za bardzo tryhardujesz w czwartą ścianę chyba. Obecnie, że to jest jakiś summertime, gdzie po prostu jesteś sobie.
No nie wiem, dobra. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should just jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Konju. Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessary limiting yourself, it's also a waste. Jeśli miałbym wypowiedzieć sam za siebie, to ja lubię, kiedy jest deep meaning.
A ja lubię Yuri.
Okej. Reasonable.
O czym mówisz?
You understand that, right, Konju? Ej, nie zdążyłem czytać. Nie zdążyłem czytać, a ty... Nie wiem czemu...
Jak powiedziałeś understand that...
A, okej, dobra, bo to ty czytałeś, dobra. Ważne.
How did I get dragged into
What?
this
What?
in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, Natsuki... co? To nie jest tak, jak ja to chciałem rozegrać. Natsuki glares at me, drying up any words I had in my mouth. So instead I turned to Yuri. Yuri? But Yuri's expression is so defenseless that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Sayori?
Ej, ale wiesz jak to wygląda?
Jak?
Patrz. Natsuki jest tego, inoffensive fight, nie? I na tego, Yuri jest in defensive fight, nie? A co jeśli Natsuki powiedziała wojnę Yuri, bo chciała mieć tak samo wielkie...
That's high reference, widzowie. Yeah! Everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you are making your friend feel like this?
Konju. Well, that's her problem. This is about her. I agree. No! I było trzeba tego trzeba było się od razu pogodzić. No, zajebiście! It's unfair for others to interject their own feeling into our conflict. Yeah, unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's bang. She would never. It's your immaturity that's made her upset in the first place. Czemu dragujecie w to jednak Sayori? Dopiero mówicie, żeby ona się w to nie dragowała, teraz sami ją w to dragujecie. Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why nobody likes you.
Nie było tam you.
Stop! Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people. And I love them because of their difference. Natsuki poems. They're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And your poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting? Because... Well... Also... Natsuki cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri boobs are the same as they always were.
Zaraz kontom już odpalam.
Big and beautiful. No.
Brakuje konia, który cię wtrynia i mówi +1.
Sorry, has a point. Don't lie.
Brakuje, że był jakiś koń, który mówi +1, to wtedy bym od razu zmienił imię na Rafał. For the third club, we sure seem to talk about boobs a lot. Sayori stands triumphantly. Monika stands by her with bewildered expression.
I will make some tea.
Yuri rushes off.
Właśnie.
Ej,
Janek, chcesz jedną ciekawostkę?
No.
On dzisiaj przyniósł herbatę do szkoły.
Będę musiał z nim poważnie porozmawiać później. Jest wyciszony? Nie jest wyciszony. Jest wyciszony. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So, this is why Sayori is vice president.
Janek, Mam pytanie takie jeszcze, nie?
Mm.
Bo jak mam na bingo takie do znaczenia milk, czy ta rozmowa mogła się odnosić do milk?
Nie, nikt nie zamawiał kawy.
Okej.
I whispered to Monica. She nods in return.
Be honest, I might come off as a good leader and I can recognize things. But I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing of me.
Nah. Nah, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
It's not like I can blame him. He wasn't able to say anything either.
Well, I guess that just means Sayori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she?
You could say that. She doesn't always show it. But I think Sayori knows a lot more about people than she lets on.
I see. Take good care of her, okay?
You can count on me.
Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems?
Dramatic, depression,
Big boobs.
big pharma.
It was a lot of fun. Well, I would say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Konju, how about you?
Yeah, I would say the same. It was a net thing to talk about with everyone.
Awesome! In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends too. So, your poems will turn out even better. Konju, are you two all calm?
Sure, let's go. Seri beams at me. It truly has been a while since Seri and I have spent this much time together. I can really say I'm not enjoying it either. As we hit home, I decide to ask Seri about the events at the club today. So, Sayori, do Yuri and Natsuki normally fight like that?
Oh no! In fact, that's the first time I have seen them argue so much.
Przepraszam, ja nie chciałem.
They have pretty different tastes, so they don't always agree, but they have never gone at each other's throats that way. I wonder what could have riled them up so much.
I have a pretty good idea actually.
Oh! You don't hate them, do you? I swear, they aren't like that all the time. I mean, you wouldn't know, since you just joined and all, but still.
Don't worry, Sari. I like them both. I was just concerned that is all.
Oh, good. I mean, I noticed you were reading with both of them today, so... Czytaliśmy coś z nimi obiema? W sensie oprócz poematów? So I feel you like them.
Well, by reading with them, I got to know them a little better. I can see why you are all friends.
See? This is what I was talking about. Getting out there and meeting new people and not being shut in. This is great!
Yeah, well, I didn't expect to become the protagonist of a harem anime eater. The situation I'm in seems to have completely passed over Sayori's head. Not that it's all bad.
Well, here's my house. I'm gonna make sure my poem for tomorrow is even better than today's. Have a good evening, Konju.
You too, Sayori. That night.
Tej nocy będziemy polować. What do you mean? Did you think I would be elated to hear that? don't take this the wrong way. I mean, this is amazing this is an amazing thing you have done for me. But this is also sudden. Especially for you to call me in the middle of the night to tell me this grand plan that exists for me, apparently without my input. Of course, I could say no. Did you ever think about that? No, I'm sorry, I overreacted. Look, let me talk to some people at school tomorrow, and I will look for you letter. For your letter. Hello, hello? Lost the connection. Psych.
Psych.
What is I going to call this one? Dreams of love and adventure? Dreams of love and literatura?
Czemu adventure? When you see it.
Nie wiem, co słyszę. Nie wiem, czy słychać.
Słychać.
Okej.
But when you see it.
But when you close your eyes, looks like love isn't in the card for Monica. No, nie dodali ci jeszcze czwartej ścieżki. I wish someone would save me. Ty potrzebujesz pomocy? Ja myślę, że Sayer zaraz się może powiedzieć, a ty potrzebujesz pomocy. Is another choice too much to ask?